what would your response be to somebody who says food doesn't heal you?
Well, I would first ask them what they eat on a daily basis. And I would ask them, what is your life? Tell me about your lifestyle. What are your favorite foods? You know, are you active? What's your physical activity every week? You know, and I would start with that and just really dive into getting to know them. And hi, sweetheart. And because you can, that's the only way you're going to really get to know a person, and to help them understand that foods can heal and foods do heal, is by learning what motivates them and what they're eating. And if they tell me, well, I drink soda, you know, cans of soda, and I don't have time to cook, so I go through the drive-through, you know, for lunch every day, and then at night you know, I heat up a frozen dinner, then that tells me that they don't truly have a knowledge and understanding of what real foods are. I grew up on a farm, you know, I mean, I didn't only grow up on a farm, I was a city country girl. But I was exposed to, you know, fresh foods and gardens and tractors and all of that. My mom was a nutrition major in college. And so I had a real cherished upbringing in that way, in the sense that I was educated and served fresh, healthy foods. That doesn't mean that we ate organic. It doesn't mean that we never had a cake out that was made out of a box. It doesn't. I grew up in the South. We had plenty of fried foods, but everything was a balance, and it was an education. And I think with the convenient lifestyle that has been, you know, ingrained in us for decades, we're having to retrain and re-educate palates and the mindset that fresh is best, and it's not as hard as you think it is, and you can do it, and cooking is fun, and make cooking an experience. You know, if we were all here right now, like Barbara said earlier, well, we have strawberries and we have this, and if I had a hot plate, you know, we could make a meal right now, and it would be 6 of us, and it would be a blast. Yeah. We would have a great time doing it.
I think your last point is really important way to move. My son's an engineer, and his projects were so complicated, and yet he always got them done. And it was more than work ethic. There was something else, and I realized he had this ability to sort of switch, this invisible switch in his brain, and apply to the endeavor as though it was a hobby, and he had the passion of a hobby.
Wow.
Right.
Doing this dull, tough work. And so he could just muscle through it, because a hobby can frustrate, but you work at it. And I think if we can all just, so I actually look at the writing as a hobby emotionally, because then you devote time, money, resources in the way that hobbies nourish, and in some ways are irrational. You know, you do stuff that maybe not as productive, but they give you source of joy and pleasure.
I think there's a flip side to the question, which is if food can harm you, which most people accept,
Agree.
then why can't it heal you? And if the very things that you're eating, you know, my thing in the Unchained Spirit was, what have you got to lose by eating healthy?
Your health.
You're not going to, no, but I mean, you're not going to get sicker by eating healthy.
Right.
So, and for my approach, it was, what were my symptoms? And I actually researched what foods and herbs could offset those symptoms. Instead of saying, what's going to cure this whole big thing, I was working on relieving individual things. And you know, contemplating and focusing on what nutrients were in the food, and the fact that there's sunshine and there's rain, and all of this combines. And I'm still 5 years old when I plant a seed.